Hey, it's Kaufman is Alive. I look at comic books new and old. Welcome to the Comic Book Show. Today I'm looking at all the new comics I picked up at the comic book shop. Got a facsimile, got a back issue, got some Marvel, got some DC, got some Image. So I can't wait to flip through these. This is always my favorite video to do every week. Flipping through all these books. I have not read them yet, so you're getting a first look at them with me right here. So let's get right into it. Alright, like I said, I have not flipped through any of these yet. I'm just looking at them for the first time and talking about also some of the new comics that came out this week that I didn't pick up as well a little bit later. So the first thing I got here is Youngblood number 5. This is actually not the current Youngblood number 5 that just recently came out. This was from 2017. This is Chad Bowers doing the writing and Jim Toe actually doing the interior artwork, and we got Rob Liefeld on the cover here with Suprema on the cover. I'd been collecting this specific series of Youngblood. I got issues 1 through 4, and then I think I've got like 6 through 12. So this was like the one issue I was missing. Not a huge fan of Jim Toe's artwork, but I am a huge fan of Youngblood in general. So this was a book that I've liked, even though the artwork really isn't my favorite thing. Jim Toe also was the artist who did the artwork on that Spider-Man 94 comic that came out pretty recently. That I think the artwork got panned pretty heavily by most people, although J.M. DeMatteis was doing the writing, and I think the overall writing was pretty good in the book. But like I said, this was one that I was missing from this run from like 2017, almost 10 years ago now. Youngblood Image Comics. I picked this up in the back issue bins. Oh, look at that. Here we got a Bloodstrike number 3. Little, looks like an interlude, almost like a preview of the Bloodstrike book. I love these. You gotta love it. This is something Liefeld did in the original Youngblood books, where it was like a flip book, had a story in the front and back here. You can tell this is all Liefeld doing these interiors here as opposed to in the actual Youngblood book. So only like a 3-page little story there. Didn't even bother to draw a background on that opening splash page of this interlude for Bloodstrike number 3. But there you go. That back issue that I picked up. Another older comic, but this one is a facsimile edition, a reprint of Silver Surfer issue number 3, the first appearance of Mephisto. This just came out this week, this facsimile reprint. And I got the foil cover here, which I just thought looked so awesome with Mephisto and Silver Surfer here. And the foil looks great. It was $6.99. This foil actually did not cost any more than the regular copy. That wasn't a foil variant. So Silver Surfer is a great character to have a foil variant, just because he's all white and it just looks great, and all these flames here. I love the figures down here in the flames. This is John Buscema artwork here. Love this classic inking style being employed. We've got the Silver Surfer trying to rescue Shalabal from Mephisto. This is the first appearance of Mephisto here. We see his hand in this panel. Look at this. These pages are just really capture your imagination. Here's the first appearance of Mephisto. Gets an entire splash page there. Love the colors here as well. The colors really pop off the pages in these reprints. And you get the reprinted ads as well. So I like picking up these facsimile editions of these older Marvel comics that are pretty rare, and trying to find any original copies of these books are going to set you back a pretty penny. So, you know, I originally wasn't a huge fan of reprints, but the more I've started to collect comics, the more I've realized that this is kind of the only way I'm going to get to read some of these original stories, unless I want to go back on the Marvel app and read them, or like download them online. But you just don't get the same feeling, I feel, reading a comic book online as you do actually holding the physical copy of the book in your hands. You could smell the pages. You feel the pages turn. You actually get the feeling of, a shocking reveal on a page turn, things like that. So love these reprints because, again, you get to read these stories in their original form, ads and all. And this is a pretty thick book. As you can see, it's got a spine on it. This is the original print. This has got to be like a 40-page comic. It's a 2-part Mephisto story, and then it's got a backup story, Tales of the Watcher, back here by Stan Lee and Gene Colan. And Stan Lee does all the writing in this as well, with John Buscema doing the artwork, and Joe Sinnott, it says, doing the embellishes here, and Artie Simek doing the letters. So there you go, Silver Surfer, issue number 3, reprint, facsimile edition. This just came out this week. This was awesome. I could not pass this one up. Then I got Lobo, issue number 3. This is the newest issue by Scotty Young. He's doing the writing. Jorge Corona is doing the artwork. Jean-Francois Bellou is doing the colors, and Nate Picos is doing the letters. I love this creative team. Jorge Corona was the artist on Transformers. He did some awesome stuff on there. Scotty Young, if you don't know, does some great stuff. He just did a great variant cover to Dork issue number 3. This is an awesome cover. You can't beat this. Jorge Corona on the cover there. And I haven't really thought the plot of this whole series was all that great. I've made a couple videos talking about this book, but the artwork is really stand out. And looks like we get like a My Little Pony style interlude here. I don't know what's going on in this issue. Looks like Jorge, is this Jorge Corona? I gotta check out the credits. So we got a different artist here. It says in the past, so these are all flashbacks when Lobo was a child, I'm guessing here. Hardcore memories. Nicoletta Baldari is the artist on all these pages. Jorge Corona does the first few pages there. So a different issue for sure. Looking forward to reading this one. I love this cover though. But like I said, I'm kind of just sticking for the artwork on this. So we'll see how this issue goes. I was thinking about possibly dropping this book after issue 3, but we'll see how it goes. Lobo number 3 there. Speaking of DC, we got Absolute Green Arrow number 1. And I want to mention that DC Comics actually has a survey out right now. They want to know what people think about the Absolute Universe. Scott Snyder, he was quoted as saying, some fans really don't like interconnectivity, and that's one of the reasons the Absolute line has been a lot of fun for them. It's just that it's so standalone. We are starting to interconnect those characters there. Wonder Woman and Batman meet for the first time in January, so you have a place to go that's really sort of individuated titles, said Scott Snyder in an interview with Casually Comics. And I think that is possibly a drawing point of the Absolute Universe, I guess, that the books haven't really crossed over at all. I don't really think that's the drawing point. But they, like I said, have a survey. I'll try and leave a link in the description of where you can take that survey. And they just want to know the reader's thoughts on the Absolute line, I guess, on how to make it even better. But, I think keeping the books separate isn't necessarily a draw, in my opinion. I've really enjoyed the few crossovers that we've had. And crossing them over a little bit more might actually pick up some of the books that aren't as popular, like the Absolute Flash or Absolute Green Lantern book. There was a new Absolute Flash that came out this week. I'll start listing some of the new comics that came out this week that I did not pick up. Like I said, Absolute Flash number 15 came out this week. Nightwing 138 from DC. Batman and Superman World's Finest number 51 came out. New Titans number 35 came out. And the new Wonder Woman issue number 33 as well. Batwoman number 3 came out. But here I'm looking at the Absolute Green Arrow. And I've never been a huge Green Arrow fan. I don't know if I've honestly ever bought a Green Arrow comic before until now. But this is kind of spinning off the Absolute Evil one-shot that came out
months ago, maybe it was almost 5 or 6 months ago now, where the Oliver Queen of this universe, Green Arrow, gets slaughtered by Hawkman. And so I was wondering how they're going to do a series. It looks like they're bringing him back from the dead here. This is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome looking. But he's got his own corporation, like the Green Arrow Corporation. So there's some seedy stuff going on in his corporation here. This looks like an intriguing book. I like the artwork in here. We've got, check out the creative team. So we got Raphael Albuquerque. He's doing the artwork. We got Pornsak Pichette doing the writing here. I probably butchered that last name. And I did not make up that first name. That's a real first name there. Marcelo Maialo is doing the colors, and Jeff Powell's doing the letters. So pretty much a creative team I'm mostly unfamiliar with, although I've seen some Raphael Albuquerque's artwork before. So this looks like some solid stuff, though, just flipping through it here. We'll see how it goes. If issue one is any good here, this is definitely a series I'll consider picking up. Although if it's more of horror based, I'm not really into horror comics. So if it tends to lean more into that direction, we'll see. Although while I say that, Absolute Batman leans pretty heavily into horror, and I really like that book. But they got a preview for Superman Father of Tomorrow here in the back. This is basically a kind of like a what if Elseworlds type book, where what if Jor-El was the lone survivor of Krypton and he crashed onto Earth and was found by Ma and Pa Kent. So switching up the story there a little bit. But that was Absolute Green Arrow #1. This was $4.99 here. Then I got some Image books. G.I. Joe #22. This was one I was looking forward to. Really liked the last few issues of G.I. Joe. We got kind of a new villain showing up in this book, Crystal Ball. And by the end of this, truth be told, full disclosure, this was a book I have flipped through a little bit. This was the only one I've really flipped through since I got home before making the video here. Because this is probably my favorite comic book going right now. And we do get a little bit of like an epilogue to what happened at the end of the last issue with the Energon sword that Cobra found. And he's got this new female Cobra by his side who saved his life in the last issue. And it looks like in this one that the Joes are being sent to this like haunted village to find Energon by Colonel Hawk, who is actually Zartan. And they get met by some Cobra here as well. But then by the end of the issue here, we see that there is some ghosts coming after Mercer here. And reading the straight shooters and the letters here, it says this is the beginning of their horror arc. It says, welcome to GI Horror. So I may not pick up the next few issues. Like I said, did not read this one yet, just was flipping through it. So if it hooks me, definitely will be sticking around. This has been one of my favorite books. But like I said, I'm not really into like ghosts and goblins and stuff in my superhero comics. But G.I. Joe #22, this was $3.99. And the final book I picked up this week, Battle Beast #9, Invincible Universe. Robert Kirkman's doing the writing. Ryan Otley's doing the artwork. Annalise Leone is doing the colors. I got the Daniel Warren Johnson variant cover. Probably one of the hottest artists, cover artists in comics for sure. Did a lot of work on Transformers and did the Absolute Batman Annual last year, which was a great issue. Loved the A cover though by Ryan Otley. I was torn between these two covers, but I actually almost bought both of them. But definitely couldn't pass up the Daniel Warren Johnson cover here. And this is got Russ Wooten doing the letters as well, who's one of my favorite letterers in comics here. Ryan Otley just might be my favorite comic book artist doing interiors. There's actually so many great interior comic artists going right now. Don't let anyone tell you there aren't. We've already looked at a few today. Raphael Albuquerque, Jorge Corona. Those guys are awesome. I mean, even Liefeld still doing work on Youngblood, if that's your speed. Cool double splash page here by Otley. I love all this stuff. Very cartoonish. I mean, he's doing some heavy I mean, he always does, but gives me vibes of almost like Adventure Time cartoons here. We got Conquest allegedly showing up in this issue because he was on the A cover there, and he's hinted at in the past couple of issues. So looks like he's not quite showing up until the end, though. You might notice I didn't pick up any other new Marvel comics this week, which was surprising kind of even to me, but Punisher number 4 came out this week. Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon number 4. The new Rogue book, Rogue number 5 came out this week. X-Men United number 3. There was the new Ultimate Impact Reborn number 1, which is the Ultimate Universe book at Marvel. Kind of strange that they have got a Ultimate Universe Reborn book coming out before the Ultimate Endgame's even over yet. There's new Venom number 258. A lot of Marvel books coming out that I'm just not reading right now. Let me know if you're reading any of them. But here's Battle Beast. We got Conquest right at the back of the book showing up here on the last couple pages. This is kind of what this entire series has been building to at this point. And they've also got an awesome letters page. If you like letters pages in comics, Battle Beast has a good one still. Here's the cover to issue 10. And the new Invincible Versus game came out. This just came out. Let me know if you guys are playing that. I have not picked it up yet. I probably will any day now. But that's all I got this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/KaufmanIsLiveComics. Got some exclusive stuff up there. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay cool, stay happy, and stay in touch.